Welcome to the Rams review. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Sean Barker alongside, here to bring you reaction to a defeat for Derby County this afternoon. The Rams have lost away at Watford. They made a fantastic start, a fine goal from Ibu Adams giving Derby the lead inside 2 minutes, but Vakun Bayo's outrageous scissor kick got the hosts back on level terms on the half hour. There was a flashpoint toward the end of the first half. Richie Barker sent off the Derby assistant head coach before Musa Sissoko grabbed Watford's winner 15 minutes from time. Derby had a glorious chance to equalise as well through Sonny Bradley. We'll bring you reaction from Derby's goalscorer and from head coach Paul Warne shortly. We'll start with Sean Barker, as we always do. Obviously disappointed, Sean. That's 1 win, 2 defeats from Derby's opening 3 games. I think you feel they should have got something today?
They should have. If you look at the chances created from both teams, clear-cut chances, we probably had the better of them, and maybe we're a little bit guilty of not making the most of those situations. Defensively, I think as a fan base and as observers, we have to accept that at times we're going to go away from home this season and be deeper on the pitch, give up possession, but we know that we can counter with pace and create chances ourselves. So to score really early was great in some ways, and in other ways you just worry that we weren't ready to kick on in the first maybe 20 minutes or so. But in general, limited them to opportunities. Watford have been scoring at will and have been really good in their opening games, and we made them look pretty average at times. It's the little detail on the break for me that could have been the match winner, or the fact that we've lost the game. Yeah,
Watford scored 11 goals through their opening 3 games in all competitions. Only had 3 shots on target today. 2 went in. Lots to talk about. More to come from Barks. Let's bring you some reaction from Vicarage Road, though. Here is the Derby boss, Paul Warne.
Just a bit frustrated. I thought although we scored early on, I just thought we were a bit too respectful of the opposition and didn't show enough of what we could do. And then I thought second half we were really good. I thought second half our shape was good. We broke well, but our final pass was, just this side of him or that side of him. So we just weren't clinical enough. And then obviously to concede another wonder strike is disappointing. Teams have come here and have to defend loads of shots and that, and I don't think we did. I don't think Jakob had a great deal to do. I just didn't think we had enough personality on the ball first half. I thought second half we did, and I said to the lads before the game, look, literally our best version of ourselves, and that's what we have to be to win football matches. I think we're quite unplayable. But if you come off your best version against teams like this, who are established championship teams, then you're going to struggle. And I think their 2 goals said that, really. They just probably had a little bit more class in the clinical periods of the game.
Is it sort of testament, though, that how hard your players were, how well that they performed to really stifle Watford, that they're absolutely praying for the final whistle at the end, and when the final whistle goes, it feels like it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, you want to stay in the game, obviously. To get an early lead is probably, it's not a joke, but probably rattled the wasp nest even more. So, but you do want to be in the game, and like if Sonny scores that header, like it's a 2-2, and I just felt that we were really in the ascendancy, and I just, like I said to the lads after then, I just want them to play with a freedom that, they're going to make mistakes, but don't play with any fear. And I thought second half we did play with more freedom, and I honestly thought we were going to go and win it. So I'm really proud of how they kept going, and how we swapped systems, and they a duck to water. But I just felt first half we didn't win enough tackles. We didn't, we weren't proud enough on the ball. Whereas I thought second half we were a lot better, a lot more aggressive, and it sort of took a bit of a sideline rumble to sort of kick the lads into life, I thought.
You mentioned about having sort of confidence and things like that. Is that from stepping up from League One, or is that just something else that you can't necessarily put your finger on straight away after the game?
Yes, it's just a feeling. I just said to the lads then, you can disagree with me, it's just a feeling, but I tell them how great they are every day, and I just think, look, if we come here and lose 2-1 and we gas out like a lot of my players did. Obviously Jerry was tired, Ryan was tired, Nat was tired. They put a lot of work in out of possession. But if you come here and you gas out and you literally play on the edge and you lose, then fair enough. But we lost. I just thought we had another 10%. I can't really knock much of the effort, but that extra 10% is what wins your games. And I thought we went toe to toe for long periods, and I'd like to think that they spoke highly of us after the game, but just in their moments, they just maybe had a little bit more pace in certain areas.
There's a lot of talk about your goalkeeper. Jerry Yates also got his first Derby appearance as well. How much of a boost was it to have him and to give you something, I guess, different in the final third?
Yeah, and obviously because we lost Ozzy Thursday, he's a big part of how we play and how we go through the lines. But I thought Eaves came in, done really well, took his goal really well, and there's some good performances. Like, it's good to have Ryan back. I thought Ryan was good, but he was absolutely chugging. And like, obviously that's Jerry's first, minutes, so I had to take him off as well. But yeah, it's nice to have them back, and it'll be nice, when Cash is available again, because from an innocuous challenge, and hopefully, both them two and Ozzy will be available for next week. But it is we're like right. We didn't fill the bench today, I don't think. So we're right on the edge with our players, and we have to ask our players to play right on the edge as well. So it's a bit of a double whammy. So we do need to strengthen.
Barrow then on Tuesday in the Cup. I guess you'd like another 3 week really, but a long trip on Tuesday and a chance to progress in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, it's good being in cup competition, and I do get paid for managing a football team, so unfortunately I do have to manage midweek as well. But yeah, I can't say I'm looking forward to it. That's nothing against Barrow. I just mean that at this moment in time I'm going to lick my wounds about that, watch the game on the way back and see how we can get better, and then try and pick a team with half an eye on the Bristol game Saturday and a big eye on that we want to go through. So, we could get a tie that everyone wants, no, I'm not trying to be funny. So get the game Tuesday. Hopefully come through injury free. That's important. Hopefully get a positive performance like I thought we did in parts today, with a positive result against Bristol, and then we go into the international break and we'll see where we're at. So there's a lot of positives from today, but it also shows how cruel this league is. They don't need many chances to take. And just such a pity that that header from Sonny from 6 yards out either side of the keeper is a point, and probably a deserved point for our hard work.
Yeah, Watford certainly took their chances, as I mentioned earlier. Only 3 shots on goal. They did have a lot of possession, Sean, particularly first half, but only after Derby had gone ahead with a brilliant goal from Ebo Adams. Yeah,
it was a wonderful goal from Ebo Adams. Well worked down the right-hand side. In the first minute or so, we just put balls into the opposition half, in and around the final third. It was a good ball from Jackson, who gets an assist, but what a finish from Ebo. To let it go onto his left foot, hit it first time, he opened his body up, got the contact he needed, and it was beautifully put into that far corner. So a perfect start, but then of course then you have to hold on to that, and the first 20 minutes, as Paul alluded to, probably was a little bit too passive, a little bit too respectful. But our shape in general over the 90 minutes was excellent. We knew what was working on. We knew how we wanted to set up. The detail, especially in the first half for me on the break, the detail of the pass. Can we play it quicker? Can we play it into space? I thought the likes of Mendes-Lang and Jackson just didn't get that joy when we did break the ball so deep on the pitch.
Is it about the details out of possession as well? Watford, I don't think put Derby under too much pressure despite the possession that they had, but Bayo able to get away from a couple of defenders maybe. Finish is fantastic for the Watford equaliser, take nothing away from that, but did he find himself in too much space for you? Yeah,
I think it was the centre-half that had probably too much time on the edge of the box. Really good run from Bayo, which comes the wrong side of Sonny Bradley, and he probably needs to stay that little bit closer because he has a free shot at goal. You can't take away from the finish, which was beautiful, and the pass to him was exceptional. But as a centre-half, because you've got so many players in front of you condensing that space, not allowing it to feed, you just have to deal with the ball into the box. And for that moment, first time probably up to that point that he had half a yard and he made no mistake with a wonderful finish.
And are these the differences, and we talked about it a lot through these opening weeks of the season, the step up in quality from League One to the Championship? You maybe don't get strikers with that sort of movement in League One, and to look at the winner, what turned out to be the winner, maybe not many players in League One that could provide the finish that Moussa Sissoko did.
Yeah, we know that the standard of player is much higher in the Championship. It's not only the strikers, it's the ability to keep the ball, to the detail of pass, the quality in possession, and I think that's why at times away from home this season we are going to be that little bit passive in the attacking third in terms of pressing, which Paul, if he probably had the kind of setup and the players, he would press all the time, but he understands that at times you have to sit that little bit deeper. And I think in general it works because three shots on target against Watford at home, one of the informed teams, scoring freely, you'd take that before the game. What he is frustrated about is the fact that you haven't come away with anything. So those 2 moments were key moments. We switched off a little bit for the second one when it drops to Sissoko, who finishes it really well. But on reflection, looking at the highlights, the Ibu Adams header, which should have been at least testing the goalkeeper, the Sonny Bradley one. 2 really good opportunities, 2 really good chances to get something from the game. We didn't take them. Their chances, 2 out of the 3 they took, and that's why they pick up all 3 points.
I don't want to have this conversation after every game through the early part of the season, but I don't know if it's worth having today, given how well Watford have started this season. But where do you think Derby are? What sort of level do you think Derby can compete at, based on what you've seen from them in these opening 3 Championship games? Because they've been in every game.
Yeah. They have been in every game. There's been moments in those games, and it's important that those moments are eradicated. If you look at Blackburn, 10 minutes when they made the changes, we were far too open, chasing things, and we kind of cut to pieces in that section of the game. But in general, was fine. Played some good stuff. Obviously, Middlesbrough, it was a compact, solid performance, and you get the result. Again, this game, I think at times we can be critical of not having the ball, and I like teams that do have the ball, but you also have to respect the opposition. And in the second half, it felt more like how we should play. There was a little bit more aggressive to go forward. We were willing to put players forward. It's a bit more open, a little bit more stretched. We weren't sitting 10 yards off the edge of the box, and that's should be how it looks for me. So we've seen enough, we've seen glimpses, we've also seen the quality of difference between the teams, and that's going to be the key point. In those games where they have a little bit more quality and it's tight like that, can we make the most of the moments that are presented and do a little bit more to make sure that those moments, the 2 chances they get, are 3 players in the box that end up getting all 3 points. So I've seen enough to say we're looking okay, but there's definitely room for improvement, both in the squad players and in each game.
Let's get some more reaction from Vicarage Road. Here's the goal scorer.
Personally, I think disappointed, because I think we had a chance to get more from it, and it's annoying because I thought we gave a good account of ourselves, and it's just annoying. Just to concede the second goal, had a second goal when sometimes you can't really stop the first goal. It's a good goal, to be fair to them, and the second goal is, for me, no disrespect to Watford, but a bit random, and it's like a little bit deflating, but like we showed very good play at times, and then it shows that we can compete in this league, and I think we should keep believing in ourselves, and and then we'll be alright.
Like you say, is it a little bit frustrating because we did defend really well for such long periods of the game and had moments in there off as well?
Yeah, that's the frustrating part, and sometimes there's only so much you can do. If you defend and you defend well, sometimes they get the lucky ricochet and then they score, and I think at times we could catch them, and not even catch them. We play good football, and just a little bit, maybe that final pass or put it to the left or the right of the keeper, like including myself. I think the header I had to make it 2-1 to us. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself because I sit there thinking, what are the chances? Do you know what I mean? So I think that's the difference. Like if I take my chance there, and then it's a different story. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's the difference. They took theirs, and we should have took ours, and we'll look back at it on Monday.
It's another big week ahead for us. We're obviously back in action in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday. So how important is it to move on quickly?
It's ever so important, to be fair. And now it's just time to, obviously, we'll look at it on Monday, and then after that we just move on and go on to Tuesday. Hopefully, try get a win there, get to the next round, and that gives us a bit of confidence on to Saturday for Bristol City before the international break. So, I think we'll be fine. Obviously, we're mixed emotions. We showed that we can compete in this level, and it's a little bit annoying that we could have got something from the game, maybe 1 or 3, but. Like I said, we're always coming to team. We're not coming here just to say, "Oh, look, enjoy the season." No, we're coming here to get 3 points, and that's what we started off with. We scored early, and then you keep believing in yourself. And I think there's moments in the game where we could have, opportunity-wise, made it 2-3 or make even good opportunities, and I think that's near enough the difference, really. And I think we'll get there. I think we'll be fine. Just keep believing, and once we unite, then we'll be right.
Finally, just a word on our sold-out away support as well. They were brilliant, weren't they?
They're amazing. They stayed to the end, and I think that shows. And for me, it was weird. I think when it was like 20 minutes ago, and I still see them sitting there full of crowd cheering us on. That gave me a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? And gave me a little bit up to get them a goal, give them something to celebrate. And I'm happy to give them a goal, something to celebrate. But I'd rather give them 3 points than just a goal. So I'm happy. I hope they go home not too down. Hope they enjoy their weekend. But we'll keep trying to do our best and keep enjoying their season. Hopefully more goals and more wins, which for me is most important.
Derby's goal scorer this afternoon, Ibu Adams there. Results from the Championship weekend so far, with Swansea Cardiff still to come tomorrow afternoon. Leeds winners last night, draws all round in the early games today. Bristol City, Coventry, Hull, Millwall and Queen's Park Rangers. Plymouth, Morgan Whittaker with a screamer to equalise for Wayne Rooney's side at Loftus Roads. Wins for Blackburn, for Preston, first under Paul Heckingbottom, for West Brom and for Sunderland in the later games. Sunderland winning 3 out of 3, as have Watford, of course. And Middlesbrough doing what they couldn't do against Derby last weekend and getting a late equaliser 2-2 against Portsmouth, who led that game twice. That's all from us for now. If you want more reaction to today's game, it'll be on the website dcfc.co.uk. From me, Barks, and the rest of the RamsTV team, bye-bye.